Welcome back to The Last Word. We got another great show for you, and we talking the NBA playoffs. We got the Lakers going down 3-1 to the Minnesota Timberwolves. I told you that the trade was going to work out for the Dallas Mavericks, that everyone was going to have to issue an apology to Nico Harris because it's all playing out just the way he thought. The playoffs are here. Ant-Man, LeBron James, Luka. This is the first round of the playoffs, and it's clear that Ant-Man has a game plan just to attack Luka because he knows, just like a lot of NBA players, they also know this. I'm sure Nico in the Dallas Mavericks front office knows this, that Luka was going to become a liability. Yes, you heard it here in the first round of this year's playoffs. Let's introduce Karen to the show again. Karen,
what up?
It's not looking good. LeBron James, 0 points in the fourth quarter. He's looking very tired. They're asking him at 40 years old to do what a mid-20-year-old should be doing. But then, again, we had this conversation earlier. He is considered the GOAT. And if this is consistent to what a GOAT is, I don't know. So let me get your opinions on your Lakers team. Down 3-1. And before I even touch that, just let me Let's get your opinion first.
Calm down.
Right.
And relax. Take a deep breath. Exhale, my
just
friend.
give me the hourglass because
I'm getting on the soapbox. Don't worry. All right, let's go. Lakers, not looking good. They're in trouble. Yes, we all know that. Okay, one by one. LeBron. This is why Luka was brought in, and why LeBron believes in Luka, to give him the ball, to be able to rest, to be able to take plays off on the offensive end. Unfortunately, LeBron took too much of a backseat, whether it was fatigue, whether it was relying on Luka and giving him the opportunity to carry the Lakers, which at last game was a mistake. But again, people are going to kill LeBron for this. Like you've already started, 0 points, only 2 shot attempts. And one was a terrible deep three for no reason. When they were in the penalty. Decision making. And one thing for sure you thought with this deal was the Lakers were going to be a high-end decision-making end of the clock team with Luka and LeBron, both two guys that are identified in the league as high IQ players.
Okay. Those are...
So that's disappointing.
It is very disappointing, and I never thought that, number one.
What?
That you were going to see this high IQ team. I think that...
How would you not think you're going to see high IQ with LeBron, who unquestionably, maybe only Joker could contest it as IQ in the league?
Okay, right now I'm going to ask you this question. Are we seeing high IQ basketball being played?
Unfortunately, not to the level which I would anticipate, no.
Here's what I'm seeing. I'm going to start at the top. Rob Pelinka, terrible job at putting together this squad. Horrific.
Stop there for a second.
Okay.
Stop there for a second. I was hoping you'd bring this up. That decision that he made, not the trade Luka, you get a chance at Luka to trade for Luka, and I totally understand that. AD's older. We get this next guy to lead us into the next generation. But to me, I want to get your thoughts. The decision to rescind that deal for Williams for Connect
from Charlotte,
yeah, like, what do you think? Because to me, that's where my visceral towards him comes into play, because you don't play Connect, and what does he do really? So here, why not take a chance on the big man, even if he had some injury potential problems? The guy played enough basketball down the stretch to say that he'd be able to play in the playoffs.
Simple answer to that question. I'm thinking that all these deals that we're seeing Rob Pelinka put together to bring in some big names. LeBron James is definitely behind it and orchestrating things behind the scene. That's what I believe. Now, this trade with Markham Williams, this was probably Rob Pelinka all on himself, trying to build on what LeBron James trying to do. And he sees some things and he makes a boneheaded move and he rescinds the trade. So I think Rob Pelinka on his own, making some horrific decisions. And I believe Rob Pelinka is not a good general manager. I don't think that he has the skills. I think Magic Johnson started it. Rob Pelinka just rode the wave a little bit. And then after the bubble championship, the Lakers haven't been a force to be reckoned with. They make this trade, which I don't think Rob Pelinka put together. That had higher ups, I think. It was higher than Rob Pelinka, this trade. And
yeah, this is from
right?
This is from Denver higher ups.
But when Rob had an opportunity to add and build on this trade, he just messed up the joint. And you could see that trade would have helped them right now. And we're seeing that in the playoffs.
To think that you're going to go into
Connect.
the playoffs.
Like, they could have given Connect away for a Williams. Even a banged up Williams. Like, who is Connect? You have Luka. What? And you have Reeves.
They have a center that they can't play. Like, the guy barely is in. He probably shouldn't even be in the league.
And, okay, Rob Pelinka's one name. Now let's talk about JJ Redick. You choose only to play 5 guys for the whole second half. You're talking about a 40-year-old that needs rest, who scored 0 points in the fourth quarter. You're talking about Luka, who is compromised on defense, and you're going to play him for the full second half that you know he's going to get tired and he's just going to get exposed. I just don't get it. It shows that JJ Redick only trusts 5 people on the team. Rob Pelinka's orchestrated or put together team. It's just a mess. And it's going to show volumes that maybe LeBron James is not the GOAT. Dominating, putting up big numbers, but it doesn't result in victories. What does that say?
JJ has a huge role to play in this.
Huge.
Loss. I totally get him looking at his bench and looking and seeing maybe Gabe Vince can spell a few minutes, Vanderbilt maybe a few minutes. So you probably could have.
Finley Smith could have. Come on.
Finley was out there the whole game.
Oh yeah,
he was out there playing. But again, to me, you could have spelled him a few minutes. But the bigger problem is, you know that these guys are going to be out there for that extent of time. Get the ball out of Luka's hands a little.
Something.
Give it to Austin.
Something.
Make Austin take a little more of the load. Maybe they don't double and try to get the ball out of Austin Reeves' hands as much as they would Luka. And again, Luka, unfortunately, his conditioning is subpar. It was on display again. And whether you want to say some lingering effects from him being a little ill or whatnot, but we know his conditioning is subpar. And again, coaching. LeBron James, again, we see him resting on offense. Yeah, he had some great moments on the defensive end. But let's get him in different positions on the court. He's of no use being 25 feet out on the perimeter just hanging out.
Zero.